Was Everything Everything the rare book to movie adaptation that didn't totally ruin the story? Let's find out. Welcome to Better Than the Book, where I read the book, watch the movie, and decide if Hollywood actually did it justice. And it's just my opinion. Nobody asked for this, but here we are. So let's dive in. Everything was a YA romance that hit me right in the feels. This was the first book I picked up after high school and the only book I've ever annotated, if you can call it that. If you need a refresher, both the book and the movie follow Maddie, a teen girl who has lived her life in her home, a nice home, with SCID, a rare immune condition that keeps her totally isolated until one day she falls for the boy next door. Before we start, let's get some fast facts. The book was written by Nicola Yoon, published in 2015, and the movie dropped May 19, 2017. It had a budget of 10 million and made 61.6 million in box office. It was directed by Stella Meghie, who directed The Photograph and Grownish, and written by J. Mills Goodloe from To All the Boys 2 and The Best of Me. Love that. And to the best of my knowledge, Nicola did give some suggestions. I always side-eye movies that don't involve the author. Now, the movie got a 44% on Rotten Tomatoes. 44%, harsh, but honestly I've seen worse adaptations, and it caught heat for misrepresenting skid organizations were like, that's not how it works, that's Munchausen by proxy. And let's be fair, the soundtrack slapped. This soundtrack was summer 2016 perfection. We had Kehlani, Alicia Cara, and apparently was my intro to Billie Eilish before she blew up. Now for our main cast, we have Amandla Stenberg as Maddie. You know them from Hunger Games, The Hate You Give, Bodies, 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 everything. Nick Robinson as Ollie, aka the dude from Love, Simon, Jurassic World, and Damsel. And then we have a couple other. She is from The Forever Purge and Nacho Libre. And then we have Anika Noni Rose as Maddie's mom, aka Mama I Don't Got Time for Dancing, Princess Tiana, Dreamgirls, and my favorite from Justin Kelly. Spoiler warning, we're talking about changes, cuts, the ending, so proceed at your own risk. So it pretty much follows the same story. Maddie's 18, she's being treated for SCID. Pauline has her mom, who's a doctor, and then she has a nurse, Carla. Carla's daughter, Rosa, is more present in the movie, but not really that much in the book. They have the people who move next door. That's Ollie and his family. His sister and him bring a bunt, and then they start communicating Taylor Swift style. But in the book, a lot more bun cake filled fun. One day, Carla sneaks Ollie inside. They have a kiss. Maddie sees Ollie gets shoved and she runs out, and Pauline fires Carla. Maddie flies to Hawaii, and honestly, with what credit and what job, but whatever. She almost dies in Hawaii. Ollie's family moves back to New York. She gets a call from the doctor saying, hey, you don't have it. And then they reunite and everybody's happy. So in the book, Carla is hired again to cheer Maddie up, and then 2 months after Hawaii, that's when she finds out she doesn't have SCID. There's also a difference in the ending. In the movie, Ollie and Maddie just kind of meet up, but in the book, she sends him on a mini scavenger hunt where she's at a bookstore waiting for him. Some quick cuts because you can't keep everything. Little harmless ones like there's no Zach. Ollie had a friend in the book. And then there's not really an architecture teacher. I have a theory that they cut these characters to make Maddie and Ollie seem like more isolated and more focused. They also added a video chat with sick kids, so I guess that we wouldn't feel too sad that they're alone. They also softened up Ollie's dad because I guess he didn't want to see too much abuse. But there were two changes that made me go, no. And I'm probably the only one who cares. But in the book, Maddie has this handstand scene, and Maddie practices with Ollie until she finally makes it. In the movie, she already knows how to do it. And in the book, her swimsuit is pink, but in the movie, it's yellow. I get it. She looks good, but like, what was the reason? Now, there were some cute scenes that were put into the movie, like the beach scene with the pictures on the window, not in the book. But the best change, hands down, is showing their text messages as like face-to-face dream sequences in her architectural dioramas, especially when things start to fall apart and they're super far apart. It makes for the emotional distance. It just like hits harder. Great decision, chef's kiss. Another thing I loved in the book, she wears all white, symbolizing safety and sterility. Then she wears more colorful clothes like orange, pink, and in the movie they just kind of swap it out for like a pale blue. Still symbolic, but I love the journey in the book more. With that said, character descriptions. Now, book and movie character descriptions don't exactly have to match for me, as long as I get the vibe. But you know, I'm gonna cast whoever I want in my mind. In the book, all he had a shaved head and he wore a beanie and he did parkour. That didn't happen really in the movie. He even had like a rooftop hideout. In the movie, he's more tamer, still wears dark clothes. But Maddie, I don't actually remember how she was described, but I see it. But in the book, Maddie's mom is the one who's Asian and her dad's black. The dialogue is pretty solid. That quote where it's like,
"It's always like that."
It's never like that.
but did you catch Nicola Yoon's cameo? Her whole family was in the movie. Love that. Also, the illustrations in the book done by her husband. Now, normally I hate movie tie-in covers, but this one's actually kind of cute still. Original wins because I think her husband did it. Okay, so in this corner weighing at 96 minutes and in this corner weighing at 306 pages, our winner is the book. But the movie did put up a good fight, a great fight even. But what do you think? And what do you think I should cover next? I like this one. By the time you read this, we will have met. It will have been perfect. I was happy before I met him, but I'm alive now, and those are not the same thing. He squeezes my hand and my lips part, and we're tasting each other. He tastes like salted caramel and sunshine, or what I think salted caramel and sunshine tastes like. He tastes like nothing I've ever experienced, like hope and the possibility and the future.